Hello everyone, welcome back to Regal Biology with Khadija. In today's video, we are going to perform a complete cockroach dissection and study its internal anatomy. Before beginning the dissection, let's first observe the external features of live cockroach. The cockroach you are seeing here is alive and moving naturally. Observing a live specimen, it will help you to understand the body structure and identify its external parts. So before beginning the practical, let's discuss about the cockroach. It belongs to a phylum Arthropoda. Its class is Insecta and its scientific name is Periplaneta americana, and it is very commonly used in laboratories, in biology laboratories for study purpose. Now let's identify its external morphology. The study of cockroach is divided into three distinct regions: the head, thorax and abdomen. The head actually has a pair of long antennae which act as a sensory organ. Actually, they help the cockroach to detect any kind of smell, touch, vibration and any kind of change in its surrounding environment. And in head, on both sides are large compound eyes, and these eyes are actually made up of numerous tiny visual units. You can say many numerous lenses, and the purpose of these are to help the cockroach to visually detect the movement and provide a wide field of vision. Next is thorax region. It consists of three segments: prothorax, mesothorax and metathorax, and each thorax segment has one pair of walking leg, and it means that a cockroach has 6 legs, and they are jointed. uh, these legs allows to run the cockroach quickly and to climb to different places and surfaces, and attached to the thorax are actually above the region there are two pairs of wings. The front pair is known as forewings, and it is very thick and leathery, and it protects the delicate hind wings which are present beneath the forewings, and the purpose of these wings are to help in flight because they are thin and membranous. Next is the posterior part, and it is called abdomen. It consists of several visible segments because the cockroach has a segmented body. At its end, you can observe circi, which is sensory structure that detect the vibrations and air currents. Before starting the dissection, let's take the look of materials and instruments. We need dissecting kit, wax tray, and dissecting. Now that we have examined the external morphology of the cockroach, now we will prepare the specimen for dissection. To make the dissection easier, we will just remove all parts like antennas and because we no longer needed them, it will hinder the view of internal organs. So we will clear the view of internal organs. We will carefully remove forewings, hind wings. This will allow to better assess the dorsal surface of the body, because as we know, these are invertebrates, and by using dissecting scissors, we will make an incision along the lateral sides of the thorax and abdomen. Same procedure we will repeat on the opposite side. Also, these cuts should be very shallow and controlled, because cutting too deeply it can damage the internal organs, because we know very well that the cockroach is very delicate, and the purpose of this incision is to separate the dorsal body wall while keeping the internal organs intact. After completing these cuts, the dorsal exoskeleton we will lift using the forceps, and we will carefully remove the upper exoskeleton so that we can expose the internal anatomy. After removing the dorsal exoskeleton, we will observe several internal structures in the body cavity of the cockroach, and among these structures, fat body is very noticeable tissues. The fat bodies are very soft, yellowish, or you can say whitish tissues, and it is present inside the body cavity. They surround and support many internal organs, including reproductive system and digestive system. The main function is to store the reserve food material. So we will first remove these fats or fat bodies, because without removing them the visibility can be hindered, and the identification of very important systems like digestive, reproductive and excretory system cannot be identified properly. So using forceps, removing them is very carefully we need, because under these fat bodies are delicate organs, so we need to protect them from damage. So we need very careful removal of these fat bodies. Next you can see the crop. It is very thin walled storage chamber where food is temporarily stored before the digestion begins. And then the gizzard, because immediately after the crop is the gizzard, and it is a thick muscular wall, and it has teeth, and primary function is to digest the food before it enters into a midgut. And most digestions actually took place in midgut. And next is hindgut, um, and the main function of hindgut is to um absorb water and salt from undigested food before the waste is eliminated. Now this long yellowish thread like structures is known as malphigian tubules, because they are the excretory organs of the cockroach, and they remove the nitrogenous waste. Unlike humans, cockroach don't have kidneys, so excretion is carried out by these malphigian tubules. Today we studied the external morphology of cockroach and internal anatomy, and we identified the major organs like digestive, excretory and many more important organs. And if you found this video helpful, please like this video, subscribe to Regal Biology with Khadija, and share it with your friends. And thank you for watching, and I will see you in next video.